Talk365TV is proud to present today's Event News You Can Use segment. And good morning, welcome back to the show. Holly always loves, because of your acting career in Hollywood, you love to cover Sundance.
It is always really a ton of fun, and this year did not disappoint. We went up there and hit the red carpet and had a chance to chat with Rodrigo Garcia and the film 4 Good Days. It has Glenn Close. We talked to the producer and his son, who are both in charge of the film, and it was just, Glenn Close, may I just quickly sidebar? Gorgeous. She has like the celebrity eyes. Like, I don't usually get starstruck. I guess you'd call it starstruck. And it was a pleasure to talk to her. She was super cool. Mila Kunis is also in this film. And then we also chatted with the film of Kajillionaire. Now this is Miranda July. She's done Sundance film premieres before. This one was a really cool concept where she was taking a more director role and not being a part of the film. And she directed Evan Rachel Wood and Gina Rodriguez. Anyway, very cool films. Interestingly enough, this film, 4 Good Days, is about addiction. Now, Trip, you've got some, I think this is like a theme for this year, maybe cleaning house with 2020 vision, I don't know.
Well, I'm lucky enough to work with a great team doing a show called Odyssey House Journals, and Randall Carlisle, everyone will know, and we've talked about it before, and Lee behind the camera, and we're up to 12,000 listeners a week for a podcast. That is incredible. And on TV as well, Comcast Channel 17, and over 100,000 views on Facebook.
Nice.
Or YouTube, I should say.
Nice.
And so we're finding that addiction is a big theme. And
it is.
Documentaries, I think this was the year at Sundance for documentaries.
Now you drove for Sundance, which is sort of our lives paralleling in different universes at the same time, because I, of course, had some involvement in the drivers at Sundance. And I understand that drivers at Sundance, one thing I know for a fact, you guys get the dirt.
You hear so much.
Yeah.
And it is kind of fun, but you're sworn to secrecy.
Of course.
And I am just focused on the road, but I'm listening to everything.
10 and 2.
Yeah, I didn't want to drive off a cliff hearing what they're up to.
Oh, man.
There's some shenanigans that go on in Hollywood.
For the most part, we had a really great time at Sundance. We always look forward to it, as Tripp said. So check this out. You'll get to learn more about these 2 films, and then definitely look into all of the documentaries and everything else that probably is coming out right here and now. But here you go. Here's our red carpet press coverage of the Sundance Film Festival 2020. Hey everybody, welcome to our 2020 Sundance coverage. We made it. We are 2 for 2. 2 films I wanted to get on the red carpet, and we got to interview some amazing people. The first film is 4 Good Days. Now this is Mila Kunis and the amazing Miss Glenn Close, as well as Rodrigo Garcia, who is the writer-director. This is an incredible film about addiction and a mother-daughter relationship. I think it's going to be really cool, one to watch. I think one to watch at the Oscars. There's buzz out there. Now, Miss Glenn Close is one that she has been nominated 7 times, and word on the street is this is her film, this is her year, and I felt so privileged to get to talk to her. She's an icon. In fact, quick little side story, 20 years ago, I know if you can believe it, because I'm only 29, how the math works, I don't know, but 20 years ago, I came up here to Sundance with all of my friends in acting for TV and film. We camped out. We got into our very first movie, and it happened to be written and directed by Rodrigo Garcia. It was The Things You Know Just by Looking at Her, starring Glenn Close and Callista Flockhart and this incredible cast of women 20 years ago, and cut to here he is now with this beautiful mother-daughter relationship story about addiction as well. It's very layered, very cool, very indie. I have a prediction feeling that it's going to go really far. The next film is Kajillionaire, and it is written and directed by Miranda July. Now, if you are a fan of her work, she is an incredible artist of lots of different genres. This is her 3rd feature film, and I think her 3rd visit to Sundance as a premiere film. She got to work with an incredible cast of ladies, Evan Rachel Wood and Gina Rodriguez, and we had a chance to chat with Richard Jenkins, and we also got a chance to chat with the director. So exciting interviews, exciting time here at Sundance 2020. You're not going to want to leave. You're going to want to stick around and check it out. Here we go. So father and son, is this your first time here at Sundance with a film like this?
First time together with a film, yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And how's working with him? How's he doing?
He's a tough boss.
Yeah?
Yeah, I try to be nice.
We were talking about The Things You Know Just by Looking at Her, and I hate to admit, but that was my very first Sundance. I was in line,
years ago.
but that movie was very impactful for me. Thank you for it. Tell us about this film, why this story.
You know, it's based on an article that appeared in the Washington Post, written beautifully by Eli Saslow. And I always thought that even beyond the framing of the epidemic, which I think we're all quite familiar with, and you know, it was also, I think, a great mother-daughter story. You know, a lot of sometimes mother-daughter relationships are complicated even without something as tremendous as an addiction.
What do you enjoy most about the process? Obviously, growing up in the business, what brought you to it? What made you want to stick in it?
Sure. Seeing something from start to finish is incredibly rewarding. And you see a project like this start as a brilliant article by Eli Saslow, and then come together with him collaborating with Rodrigo on the screenplay to ultimately making a film and then being here is pretty exciting.
As far as the casting goes, we said this looks like a film that is going to be huge for Glenn Close. Tell us about how you found your team and how it all came together.
Well, I've worked with Glenn before, and it's a no-brainer. It's obviously she's always in the forefront of my mind if I ever run into something or have an idea about something that she could be good for. And Mila I'd admired from afar. I'd never worked with her. Obviously she's very well known for comedic work, but I'd also seen her in a couple of dramas where I thought she was just terrific. I just had a hunch she would be great. Yeah, and she was. She is.
I have looked up to you my entire career. My very first film here at the Sundance Film Festival was The Things You Know Just by Looking at Her. Just a quick, my heart kind of.
That was Rodrigo's first film.
Yeah, so that was really fun to see. And tell us about this film and why, a quick recap as far as.
It was a beautiful script, and it was a territory that I'd never been asked to explore before. And that always is enticing to me. I don't want to repeat emotional landscapes that I've already kind of walked over and explored, and this was something very, very different, and so for that reason it was challenging and interesting.
Did you see potential in this young kid?
Yes.
Yeah. Chip off the old block?
I think he might be better than the old block.
Well, that's what you always hope, right?
You do, and I will say that for me, it's one of the great pleasures of my life to be able to work with my son.
Oh, I love it. Very cool. So what's coming up in the future for you two boys?
Well, we have a company, and we'll probably be doing a couple more movies. The landscape's changing, so movies for theatrical distribution are much more challenging, but there's a lot of opportunities in streaming. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next 2 or 3 years to see quite a bunch of stuff coming from Jake and John. And Rodrigo. Remember, Jake, John, and Rodrigo are the company.
So we were talking with your producers about the way things are moving with different platforms, from streaming and all of that. Looking forward, what are you looking forward to do? Anything fun coming down the pipeline?
I'm doing a mini-series next, which is set in Argentina. It's the story of Santa Evita. Is a book that tells the story of the corpse of Eva Perón. I'm doing that for Disney. All Argentinian cast. Natalia Oreiro, who's an excellent actress from down there, will play Evita. But it's all, I'm the only outsider.
We do a lot of different kinds of things, so it's great to be able to make films like this. We also have made films like a film called Sick House for Snapchat. That was the first original film for that platform.
And we do short form. We do something called 60-second docs, which are documentaries done in 60 seconds that are incredibly popular.
Tell us where we find those.
60-second docs on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and a bunch of other places.
I'm gonna find you
You should,
right now.
yeah, please.
Yeah. Tell me about the industry from where you started, as far as film industry, and where we're at now for females. How do you feel? Are we doing better? Do we have somewhere to go?
Definitely doing better. Definitely doing better. I think people are very aware of the need to give women more chances. And I think companies like FX, and I just did with Ron Howard this summer, Hillbilly Elegy. And I'm sure it was at least 50-50 women. But we had a women's cinematographer, art director. It was fantastic. So I think it will take leaders in the industry to keep it going and to demand that's on their sets that's what the deal is.
Yeah.
So I feel very hopeful.
Huge fan. You are incredible as an artist and a singer and a performer in every genre. What's your favorite medium?
Yeah, I don't think like that. I mean, I guess I always feel so lucky that I get to do all of this. It's my favorite is this life, like getting to live this life. Yeah.
Whatever's in front and inspiring, right?
Yeah, or the next thing always often looks pretty good.
Right.
Cool. The way we all do.
Uh-huh.
Hope the future is like that's the one that's going to be perfect.
Tell me about your involvement with this film, how you found it, and why now? Why this movie?
They sent it to me, and I read it, and I loved it. I said, yeah, I'm going to do this, and it was great. It was fun.
Well, tell me about this process with this film. I know writing, directing, and bringing it to fruition. What has it been like? What's your favorite part?
Yeah, I mean, this is the first movie I haven't been in, which has opened up room to cast these like amazing people, amazing young women. Like I've never cast a young woman star before, much less two.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, I just love these actors, and they took it so much further. I'm like actually genuinely looking forward to watching the movie, which is nuts because I've seen it a lot.
Yeah. What did you take away from it? What was your most enjoyable part?
I just really just reaffirms the fact that everybody's a creative artist and it's a collaborative effort. And when it happens that way, it's just a lot more fun and a lot more gets done. And it was great.
So what is coming up in the future? What are you looking forward to this year?
Well, I have another movie here at Sundance called The Last Shift. And I did a movie called The Humans about, it was a Broadway play that won the Tony Award. We shot that as a movie, and I'm starting Guillermo del Toro's new movie next week.
Nice. Well, congratulations on an incredible career, and good luck with everything.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. All right, everybody, that was it. So what a great opportunity to chat with the producers and hear what cool things they've got coming down the line. I'm definitely going to check out those 60 seconds mini documentaries, as well as Rodrigo and Glenn Close. I mean, what an amazing performer, what an amazing career, and what a cool opportunity to be in front of her and have a chance to chat with her at this point in her career about her perspective on the industry as a female, as well as what she hopes to accomplish in the future. That was really fun. So thank you to the Sundance Film Festival and also to the team here on the press line. We've had a wonderful day. It's been incredible. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Talk365 TV right after this.